It's time for lightning talks. What does that mean? All right, so we had 3. 1 got marked out. We added 2. We're up to 4. Anybody care to go first? This is how this works. You just make it up. Oh, Regan wants to go first. Look at this. Raja did it. Wait, Raja's not even here. That's how he did it. That's a neat trick. So this is Reagan Moore. He made up iRODS.
Thank you. I'm a proxy for Raja, who wanted to bring up the topic of zone authorities. When we built the storage resourcer, we also built a zone authority into which you could register each of your zones and give them a unique ID. This allowed then the federation of zones across arbitrary installations without any contention. If we do the same within iRODS, if you have a unique ID associated with your zone, you can then construct a unique OID for every object within your data grid, and you now have a truly global namespace. So what Raja wanted to bring up was whether people would be interested in this idea and whether Terrell is already planning to do it.
That's 2 very different questions, isn't it? Let's ask the first one first. Is that something that, have you found the need, or does that sound compelling to have a truly globally referenceable namespace? And then, of course, where would that live, right? Who's in charge of it?
Exactly. So that's the goal, prevent name conflicts when you design zones.
Right, and that's only a problem if someone else with the same zone name is in a federation. But I think the biggest federations we've seen is probably Jean-Yves, right? 25. That's a lot, but those are mostly coordinated inside the house.
So Reagan, I think it's a wonderful idea, but everybody has to bear in mind if you're going to go that route, you're going to have to deal with the same problem the internet did about zone authority authentication, right? Spoofing and other stuff becomes a huge issue once you go away from privately known shared keys.
Correct.
Sounds hard. How long did it take the internet to figure that out? Yeah. Okay. So we're on it. Here we go.
So I wonder, based on what Steve just said, I wonder if we can, instead of set up our own zone authority, we can somehow set up a best practices. For example, use your domain name as your zone name, something like that. So kind of piggybacking on all the stuff people have already done in the domain name resolution, and instead of
Correct. The choice of implementation may make this very easy.
I see what he did there. See what just happened? Yeah, so we don't have any current plans for that, Raja. Sounds hard. It sounds like we would have to be in charge of it, which is generally something that we are not interested in doing as a consortium. For a couple of different reasons. 1, because it's hard. 2, because we're not that big, and it sounds very expensive. So maybe, but I think in terms of piggybacking, that's good. That's basically the philosophy that we have for nearly everything that we've put on the screen in the last 5 to 6 years. Right? Don't invent it here if it doesn't need to be. That's our motto right now. Do what you do well, and let everybody else do what they do well. Great lightning talk. All right. Okay, I guess we're done. All right, no. Who would like to go next? We have Sanimal. Nope. You want to come up? All right. Lazlo. Did you send me something? Do you have something? Or are you just going to talk? Do you want to project something or just talk?
Web browser.
Oh, it's a web. You're going to use the internet.
Yes.
Think about who's next.
Yes. So at Utrecht University, we use Ansible for our deployment, automated deployment of our application. And I want to show you a little bit how we do that. Our Ansible setup has 4 environments. So we have a development, testing, acceptance, and production environment. And the stuff we do with together with iRODS is mostly in the library part, because we've written some custom modules to do stuff with iRODS through Ansible. So we use the Python iRODS client, and with that, we have some modules to add groups, set metadata, but also manage our own resources. So we have composable resources, and we manage them through Ansible. And would like to have any feedback on that. So if you think it's usable for you, or if there are ways for us to make it more usable for you, or make our roles, for example, more modular, then I would like to hear what you think about it. Thank you. Yeah, also state management. So if we, for example, the module for the composable resources checks if the composable resources are configured as you have specified.
Is that a question? Or no. Oh, wait a minute. The computer can't hear you.
Are you putting these onto like Ansible Galaxy already?
No, not yet. We
Oh, okay.
we just have everything in our GitHub, but we're not packaging the roles.
I have written something naively. It's for configuring iRODS, just filling out the configuration files. It is in Ansible, but sorry, Ansible Galaxy, and it would really be great to instead of having lots of separate Ansible roles and stuff, to kind of coordinate with people to get this common set that would.
We could try to put some of our Ansible iRODS stuff in Galaxy. That would be a good suggestion. Thanks.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
What else we got on the screen over here? Yes, I think this is salt stack. Do you have a thing to present, or you want?
I've been speaking to 4 or 5 people about it, so I figured I would put it on the list. Ansible and Salt are both configuration, provisioning, and management tools that help automate all of it. I've been staring both in the face now for the past month, trying to figure out which one is better. And after speaking with some of the iRODS team and some other people, there are certain things that Salt does, such as parallel tasks with dependencies of stop here and wait until something else is done before continuing, that in Ansible you have to sit and set a timeout period and how often to check before it will continue. And so I was curious if anybody else had any experience with Salt Stack versus Ansible. They're both YAML files and things like that. I'm looking for any feedback at all if anybody has experience, or why you chose one or the other, so that I can make my official decision. Okay then.
So sorry. And then we got last one. Sanimal is coming. I have a PDF. You promised. We're going to make him talk. More importantly. All right. He's got slides and everything.
Yeah.
So this is not David, but this is Tony.
Is this live? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I got to make. Never used a
This
microphone.
is Tony
before.
from Cyverse. He did not speak earlier.
Yes. So I'm actually going to present not my work, but a little bit of the work of a grad student I got a pleasure of working with last spring. His name is David Slavikoski. I'm terrible with names, so I hopefully didn't screw it up, even though he's told me. So he was working on a project at the U of A it's called the Jaguar and Ocelot monitoring project. And from the beginning of ranching, large predators, well, predators who eat large prey, have always fought, competed with ranching. And it's led to problems like endangerment of, well, at least of them, like Jaguar and Ocelot. So we've been addressing that for years, but to help out with, to try to better understand the patterns of the Jaguar and Ocelot. Am I not close enough? Oh, okay. As I said, I've never used a mic like this before. They would like to collect more data on it. Well, it'd be easier if people did it for us for free. And it turns out people actually enjoy collecting the type data that this project's interested in, which are camera traps. Setting up traps, unattended cameras out in the wild to take pictures based on motion detection. So to help so the project's goal is to make it really easy for people to get these pictures to the researchers so they can use these images to collect data on particularly jaguars and ocelots. So what they've done is they've created this Sanimal tool, which will allow these people, the users, to, let me just move on to the next slide. I think it shows better. It allows these, nope, not ready for that. So it allows them to upload images into iRODS easily and facilitates them telling what is an image. Now, further on down the line, these images that are known will be used as training sets for learning models that will be able to automatically recognize ocelots and jaguars in photos. So how it works is the citizen scientist gets a Cyverse account for free. The project manager for the Ocelot project gives them permission on a certain folder set where they can now use the Sanimal app to bulk upload these images from the SSDs, SD cards they've taken off their cameras. During the bulk upload process, while they're using the app, they can tag the images. You can see there's an example of a not jaguar. They can identify the animal in the picture using some examples. And then once they're ready to upload, they upload it. iRODS asynchronously, using deferred rules, unpacks it and then applies the metadata that's shipped along with the bulk data. So we've tried to make it as fast as possible by using the bulk upload, well, as fast as conveniently possible for us. And so what else? The tool also allows, after the fact, you can now filter on the collections and they'll see other images based on filter tags and export the data in CSV files. And that's it. So, and here's the people in charge. Any questions? Any questions? Sorry.
So I saw in that screenshot a 2015 timestamp. How long has this been live? Do you know? I mean, it's...
The image was recorded then. I don't know when it was uploaded. So I think there's been a stack of image of
so
these SD cards.
So there was some collection, but not necessarily processing in this manner until more recently?
Right.
Okay. And this is just an app available in Cyverse?
No, it's a standalone application you download from the project's website.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have a link.
Right. But then it uploads into Cyverse, and then you've got all the tools available that you would have had for analysis.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to note is MetaLinks looks like it would do a whole heck of a lot of this. So if we'd have known fully, well, if I've been aware of this at the time, I might have recommended David look at MetaLinks.
Still can.
Still can.
That's right. Anybody else? All right. Thank you so much. Tony. I think Jason's not here. I was going to make him talk. I think we're done. We have, unless anyone else wants, yeah, can you go find him, see if he wants to say anything smart? Because I think I'm out of things to say that are smart. We don't have any more talks on the wall unless someone else wants to say something or ask a question. Or, I mean, this is the only time all year when a lot of you are in the same room. So, of course, you've been talking to each other for the last 2 days, so I get it. Otherwise, we are complete with our program. And if Jason shows up and wants to say something, we can make him do that. Otherwise, we're good. And we'll see you next year in Utrecht. Thank you. He's not coming. Oh, great. Useless. All right. Well, we did it.